Imagine a place shrouded in mystery and steeped in unwavering control, a land where the very air seems thick with unspoken rules and the weight of constant surveillance. Picture a society where the individual is secondary, subservient to the overarching power of the state. A place where the echoes of dissent are swiftly silenced, and conformity is not just encouraged, but enforced with an iron fist. This is a world where the concept of personal liberty is a distant memory, a forgotten ideal replaced by the omnipresent demands of the regime, where freedom is just a word, a hollow promise whispered in the shadows, a concept so foreign it barely registers in the minds of its citizens. It's a place where the walls have ears, where every conversation is potentially monitored, and where trust is a dangerous commodity. The very notion of expressing an independent thought, of questioning the established order, carries with it the risk of severe repercussions. The weight of this absence of freedom permeates every aspect of life, shaping the daily existence of every man, woman, and child. It's a world where the pursuit of happiness is replaced by the struggle for survival under the watchful gaze of the state, and a child is labeled even before they can speak their first words, their fate potentially sealed by the actions of their ancestors. The sins of the fathers in this world are truly visited upon the sons and daughters. A single misstep, a perceived act of disloyalty, can cast a shadow over an entire lineage, condemning generations to a life of hardship and suspicion. The concept of collective punishment hangs heavy in the air, a constant reminder that individual actions have far-reaching consequences for the entire family. From the moment they enter the world, these children are indoctrinated with the ideology of the regime, taught to revere their leaders and to unquestioningly accept the dictates of the state. A traitor at birth. The stain of perceived disloyalty, whether real or imagined, can condemn an individual to a life within the brutal confines of the prison system. These are not mere correctional facilities, they are places of unimaginable suffering, where human rights are routinely violated and where survival is a daily struggle. The conditions are often appalling, with overcrowding, malnutrition, and disease rampant. Inmates are subjected to forced labor, torture, and other forms of inhumane treatment. The lucky ones may eventually be released, but the scars, both physical and psychological, will remain for a lifetime. For many, however, these prisons are a one-way ticket, a final destination from which there is no return. In North Korea, a nation shrouded in secrecy and governed by an iron fist, the Kim Dynasty reigns supreme. For over 7 decades, this family has maintained absolute control, shaping every aspect of life within its borders. From the grandest monuments to the smallest details of daily existence, the influence of the Kim family is omnipresent. Their portraits adorn every building, their words are law, and their ideology is the foundation upon which the entire society is built. This is a world where the personality cult is not just a political tool, but a fundamental aspect of the national identity. The law is absolute, a tool wielded by the state to maintain order and suppress dissent. It is not a system of justice, but rather a mechanism of control, designed to ensure the unwavering loyalty of the population. The legal system is opaque and arbitrary, with little regard for due process or individual rights. Trials are often staged with predetermined outcomes, and the accused have little or no opportunity to defend themselves. The penalties for even minor offenses can be severe, ranging from lengthy prison sentences to execution. The law in North Korea is not a shield for the innocent, but a weapon in the hands of the powerful. And even the thought, the mere contemplation of an act deemed contrary to the interests of the state, is enough to raise suspicion and attract the attention of the authorities. The pervasive surveillance apparatus is designed to detect even the slightest deviation from the prescribed norms of behavior. Informants are everywhere, encouraged to report on their neighbors, their colleagues, and even their own family members. The atmosphere of paranoia and distrust is palpable, creating a climate of fear that stifles creativity and independent thought. In this world, even your own mind is not your own. Of a crime, whether real or imagined, can have devastating consequences. The justice system operates with a chilling efficiency, swiftly dispensing punishment to those who dare to cross the line. The prisons are overflowing with political prisoners, dissidents, and anyone deemed a threat to the regime. The conditions within these facilities are often brutal, with inmates subjected to torture, starvation, and forced labor. The goal is not just to punish, but to break the spirit, to crush any remaining vestiges of resistance. Can send you to prison. The prison system in North Korea is a vast and sprawling network of detention facilities, labor camps, and re-education centers. It is estimated that hundreds of thousands of people are currently incarcerated within this system, many of them for political offenses or for simply expressing dissenting opinions. The conditions within these prisons are often horrific, with inmates subjected to torture, starvation, and forced labor. The mortality rate is high, and many prisoners die from disease, malnutrition, or abuse. The prison system is not just a means of punishment, it is a tool of political repression, designed to silence dissent and maintain the regime's grip on power. Elections exist, a carefully orchestrated charade designed to project an image of democratic legitimacy to the outside world. But beneath the surface of this facade lies a system of absolute control, where the outcome is predetermined and the will of the people is irrelevant. But there is only one choice. The ballot papers feature only the name of the supreme leader, or a candidate pre-approved by the ruling party. Voting is compulsory, and abstaining or voting against the designated candidate is considered an act of treason, punishable by severe penalties. The elections are not about choosing a leader, they are about demonstrating loyalty to the regime and reinforcing the illusion of popular support. The results are always unanimous or nearly so, providing the government with a veneer of legitimacy that belies the reality of its authoritarian rule. Every citizen is watched, their every move scrutinized by a vast network of informants, security agents, and surveillance technology. The state maintains a comprehensive database of information on every individual, tracking their activities, their associations, and their political leanings. This information is used to identify potential dissidents, to monitor the population, and to maintain social control. The constant surveillance creates a climate of fear and distrust, discouraging independent thought and dissent. Every word controlled, filtered through the lens of state ideology, and disseminated through a tightly controlled media apparatus. Independent journalism is non-existent, and all news outlets are owned and operated by the government. The media serves as a propaganda tool, promoting the cult of personality surrounding the Kim family, glorifying the achievements of the regime, and demonizing its enemies. Access to foreign media is strictly prohibited, and those caught listening to foreign broadcasts or reading foreign publications face severe penalties, and every dream suppressed. The aspirations of the individual are secondary to the needs of the state, creativity and innovation are stifled, and independent thought is discouraged. The education system is designed to indoctrinate students with the ideology of the regime, rather than to foster critical thinking skills. Opportunities for personal advancement are limited, and success is often determined by political loyalty rather than by merit. The pursuit of happiness is replaced by the struggle for survival under the watchful gaze of the state, from hairstyles, meticulously regulated and approved by the state, to ensure conformity and uniformity. Even the length and style of one's hair is subject to the dictates of the regime, a constant reminder that individual expression is not tolerated. To food, often scarce and rationed, a constant reminder of the economic hardships endured by the population. The state controls the distribution of food, using it as a tool to reward loyalty and punish dissent. Malnutrition is widespread, particularly among children, and many people struggle to obtain enough food to survive. From television, broadcasting a constant stream of propaganda and carefully curated news to reinforce the regime's narrative and control the flow of information.
Want more stories that echo across the world? Subscribe to Global Echo and never miss the truth.